E aí galera, bora pra mais um dia de Final Fantasy XVI. E cara, a gente já tá encaminhando para as últimas missões. Só que apareceu mais umas secundárias aqui. Vamos fazendo elas. E aí, a hora que eu terminar elas, eu vou pra esse último cristal aí. Eu. Cara, tá com 87%. Ontem a gente avançou muito pouco. Eu tô achando que não termina hoje ainda não, viu? Mas vamos ver aí. Se parar de aparecer secundárias, talvez a gente termine hoje. Fé imortal. Somos as sombras que despertam na presença da ave de fogo. E das sombras servimos ao Senhor e aqueles que seriam suas asas. Tá bom. Deixa eu ver que anel que é esse. Equipamentos. Diminui a recarga dos disparos. Deixa pra lá. Esse negócio de recarga não é comigo, não. Nossa, cara, esse negócio parece muito que tá em cima aqui. Tá, antes de sair daqui, vamos pegar mais uma secundária. Tá quase acabando todas. Nossa, tá quase acabando não, tem pra caralho. A cada uma que a gente faz aparece duas. Nossa, vocês de novo?
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Mididol. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Ela tá pouco ocupada.
When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Right after she got back from saving you from Stoneir.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid?
You
You really should be more careful around Miss Mididol's inventions. Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
Mais ou menos. Eu só sei quebrar as coisas.
She seems really sad.
Eu tô meio preocupado com ela também.
For us. She's in her
Vamos lá.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning.
Essa dungeon é aqui embaixo. É só descer ali que a gente faz essa missão dela. Eu não peguei todas as missões porque eu não sei se... Tipo, eu não sabia que essa era aqui, por exemplo. Se eu soubesse, eu tinha pegado ela antes pra fazer.
Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies?
Nossa, ela vai fazer o navio voar?
Are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if her godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it.
Vou ter que caçar alguma coisa pra ela.
First I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff. like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Tá bom. Tá de volta ali na biblioteca, vamos passar lá. Tem mais uma aqui pra cima, mas eu não vou pegar mais secundária não. Que já encheu, né? As que podem ficar ali na tela. E aí só aparece outra hora que você completa, meio... difícil as coisas.
Alright, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Only if you earn
Ô,
it.
bêbado, só depois.
Needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
Puta, eu sei o que
I
é.
don't know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Karava, near old Bidza. Or what's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Putz, daí é aquela tartaruga gigante. Que ela... Ai, ai. É meio chatinho de derrotar ela. Tá bom, vamos... Tem que passar em 2 cidades. Onde é que tá o número 1 ali? Viagem às Trevas de Balmung. O que é esse aqui? Mestre de Si. Doris pede para Clive que acompanhe até a prisão da Treva de Balmung, onde ela acredita que um conhecido esteja preso. Beleza, vamos para essa aqui então antes. Que tá aqui, depois eu resolvo essa treta aí. É o lugar que a gente veio. Tá bom. Parecia um coliseu esse troço, né? Nossa, tá cheio de gente do lado. Será que vai ter alguém aqui? Da última vez que eu cheguei perto de um portão desse, ele se abriu. Cara, mas eu tava travando pra caralho. Não tem porcaria nenhuma aqui, tá bom. Tem um cara ali, mas... tô de boa.
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dock. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
Tô tentando correr, mas você não para de falar. Acho que eu vou ter que descer desse troço.
Back to the stables, girl.
Saco. Eu acabei de usar isso. Provavelmente a gente iria precisar para onde eu tô indo. Combou legal ali. Tá, a menininha tá aqui. Eu cheguei até a porta desse troço. Acabei de ver que eu tô sem pote suficiente. Saco. Não sabia que ia cortar pra cutscene.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether stick is there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
É legal, secundárias, que elas vão te levando pra outros caminhos.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here.
Talvez eu tinha que ter esperado ele terminar de falar, mas agora já era. Bora.
Locked up tight.
Ai, caramba. Não vi que tava aberto. Tava lá pra usar a chave. Ei, gente. A level 40. Treva de Balmung. Decreto de designação. O reino designa por meio dessas instituição como prisão para a reclusão de portadores domésticos e estrangeiros.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Ela falou que ia pra cima. Eu vou pra cima também? Na real eu tô meio perdido. É pra baixo. Será que vale a pena explorar? Ó, a missão ficou até pra baixo. Ela falou que ia pra cima. Eu não sei se eu vou ter a oportunidade de explorar aqui depois. Vamos ver o que tem pra cá. Nossa, sério que só tem isso? Pelo menos tinha isso, né? Geralmente a exploração não traz nada de útil. Ó, a gente tem que ir lá pro meio. Acaba com todo mundo aí. Ah, não tinha muito mais coisa pra explorar aqui, não. Ah, a menininha aqui.
Sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck downstairs.
Quiet.
Ah, eu tenho que fazer carinho nesse dog. Cadê?
Have care.
Tem que fazer carinho nele 5 vezes pra ganhar um troféu. Calma aí. Ô, porcaria. Será que conta se eu fazer os 5 de uma vez? Esse é o segundo, porque eu fiz uma vez para testar. Terceiro. Quarto. Ah, já foi. Todo cão merece um cafuné. Acho que são 5 vezes. Ah, talvez eu já tinha feito 2 vezes antes. Tem uns troféus ali, eu não vou pegar todos não, mas esse aí era facinho. Nossa, sobe umas paradas do chão junto com a habilidade, velho. Aqui ela tá no level máximo, né? Aquela coisa de fogo eu achei que era do irmão dele. Recomendações sobre a utilização da fera acusa. Foi há algum tempo conhecido como uma espécie especialmente agressiva, por isso esperávamos que a utilização efetiva dela no campo de batalha se tornasse por meio de um grande... Tá bom, tem um tio muito grande aí.
Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
Tem texto nesse lugar. Memorando sobre a alimentação da fera, problemas de abastecimento. A gente já vai saber que... Sorte que eu não li. A gente descobriu qual que era a comida dela. Oh, que saco! Tinha que ir pra lá de qualquer jeito. Eu lembro que tinha um portãozinho aqui, talvez a gente siga por ele. Tá vendo? Pra lá. Tia, não achei nada de bom lá embaixo.
But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and it can't be true, can it?
Pode sim, o povo daqui é tudo doido.
Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who fight, but the elderly, children even.
Eles foram um pouquinho mais...
Or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
É tipo o Coliseu de Roma, né?
It means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
A gente sabe onde encaixa.
There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Beleza, isso aqui vai encaixar lá na entrada. E não é aqui não. A gente tentou abrir lá com uma outra chave, mas essa aqui abre o rolê. Cara, eu não sei se a outra espada lá a gente consegue fazer ela com isso aqui, fazendo as secundárias, ou se tem que realmente caçar as feras, porque sobrou uma espada pra gente fazer. Eu acho que eu consigo inclusive matar aquele dragão de level 50. Só encher de pote que talvez dá pra ir. Já sei o que vai ter. Mas calma aí.
Survivor. And she sounds close.
Achamos alguém.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have been terrified.
Chadwick sent you.
Quem?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too.
Será que era o
Where is he?
parceiro dela?
He opened your sound, didn't he? You wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
Ah, agora ele apareceu.
I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Eu não olhei pra lá antes. Ele não tava quando a gente tava ali na porta. Mas eu não olhei pra cá antes, a hora que eu passei pela paredinha aqui. Eu não olhei o tamanho desse troço. Os das missões secundárias são novos. Eu pelo menos não lembro de ter enfrentado. Ah, foi o cara que a gente achou, né? Que o pessoal tava dando os outros pra ele comer.
The beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen. Too slow.
Ele tá de fogo, soltando poder de gelo. E foda-se. Já foi metade da vida. Oh caramba, não sabia que ia voltar o golpe. Ele podia dar bônus, né? Por a gente combinar poder com habilidade. Você derrotou a ameaça notória. Será que essa era uma das caças? Porque tava com uma... Ele tinha um ranking. Tinha um ranking A.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
Não, tô bem, tia.
I'm fine. I think.
Eu acho.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways. He was here. Do you think that creature?
I'm
Oh,
sure he
really?
fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
Vocês já vão ser teleportados pra lá? Sim. Pelo jeito, esse esconderijo era realmente uma nave de guerra. Uma nave de guerra. Era uma nave, só que era movida a magia.
Barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Tá, isso chega ao final, as secundárias com ela. Eu lembro de ter feito uma só a mais. Mestre de Si. Cara, é tudo que dá mais segundos. É que tem alguns que também dá mais poder, né? Mas eu falei, essas magias já são tão roubadas que acho que nem compensa mais fazer nada. Cara, poderia pegar outras missões, mas vamos fazer mais uma? Depois eu volto aí. Planos e vontades. Fale com o Sírio. O que era essa? Joshua recebeu uma mensagem de Sírio que diz que o que aparece... Quê? Joshua recebeu uma mensagem de Sírio que diz que o que parece ser a última vontade e o testamento de seu pai foi encontrado. Sugere que Joshua e Clive vão até Townburn para descobrir mais sobre isso. Tá, eu tenho que falar com esse cara. Esse cara tá aqui. Vamos ir pra lá. Aproveitar e ver ali no mercado se tem alguma coisa a mais. Eu vou deixar essa missão faltando aí. Porque se a gente for para um mapa que dá pra pegar outra missão, a gente faz a outra também. O desígnio da escuridão aumenta 30% o dano de... Não. Eu precisava das poções, cara. As poções a gente precisa. Sim, isso aqui. Falando em missão, tem mais uma aqui. Além dessa que a gente já vai fazer.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
Adoro leitura. Coloca uma coisa do cara lendo pra mim, melhor. Meus queridos filhos, sei que estou exigindo muito de vocês nessa guerra que se aproxima, mas não vejo outra forma de garantir um futuro para nosso grão-ducado e nossa família. Mesmo que vençamos e conseguimos derrotar os selvagens e reconquistar o sopro do Draco, a ameaça da praga ainda é iminente. Só poderemos passar por tudo isso se todos de Rosária lutarem unidos. Tenho alguns planos para nos ajudar, mas há muitos obstáculos. E vocês provavelmente terão que continuar meu trabalho. Sei que vocês têm a força, a coragem e a determinação para isso. Será uma difícil herança, então lhes ofereço outra. Lembre-se do amor e da confiança que sinto por vocês, seu pai. Isso era
An inheritance.
a nossa herança?
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate. What are these plans he spoke of?
Ele já sabia,
His
então?
plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the burning quill.
E você não falou nada até agora.
To me, the complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies, with the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins. Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides. Those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it, at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Sei lá onde é que fica isso. Tá, antes de ir pra lá, eu vou pegar essa missão. Fale com o assistente do arquiduto. Tá aqui do lado já. Olha, cara, toda paradinha atualizou. Calma aí, tinha mais uma missão aqui, não tinha? Tinha sim. Deixa eu falar com carinho.
Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be saved.
Tá bom.
It would not. But Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
Tá bom, tio.
I'll see what I can do.
Vou resolver meu BO da herança antes.
My lord. Go then, with my hopes, and may the firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
Ver Eterno II. Será que isso é pra contar a história do último?
If this new faith really is an offshoot of the Circle of Malleus, then...
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
Tá, o outro carinha tava aqui. Dá pra pesquisar umas outras coisas ali, mas tô de boa.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you.
E quem é você?
I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness.
Imagina, só demorou 20 anos. Tá
Lift up
tranquilo.
your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Beleza, bora pra mais uma caçada. Tá. Puta, ambos estão próximos. Tá. Isso aqui eu tenho que obter o óleo. Vamos primeiro matar esse cara aqui? Faz parte da missão 1. Eu vou ter que fazer a viagem rápida de qualquer jeito. A rota dourada. Acho meio zoado a gente não poder entrar nas cidades, mas enfim. É que as missões nas cidades, elas são mapas específicos da guerra que tá rolando no momento, né? Aí, tipo, não faria sentido a gente voltar com a cidade toda destruída, sendo que não tem mais guerra, por exemplo. Ah, cara, eu não vou matar aqueles caras ali. Peguei a porcaria do passarinho exatamente por causa disso.
Heal Joshua. There it is. For House Rossfield.
Talvez eu devia ter usado o raio. O raio teria stunado. Mas não dá nada não. Metade do negócio. Vai dar um trabalhinho pra matar. É que agora acabou, né? Todas as... A minha apelação ali acabou, então não vai morrer logo nessa. Caramba! Ei, caramba! Você não vai morrer com esse. Mas com esse vai. O raio dá muito mais dano do que a Fênix. É que a Fênix é aquele dano... metade é dano, metade é atordoamento. Beleza.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goritha will know.
Tá, seria só voltar lá e eu acho que falar com a tia. Mas vamos passar nisso aqui antes. Pra gente completar essa outra coisa aí que pediram. Deixa eu ver o que que era. Eu acho que é isso aqui, ó. As crianças do esconderijo perceberam que após a Star Hill voltar... tá bom, a gente vai ajudar a tia com outras coisas. Deixa eu só passar aqui pra ver o que tem. Provavelmente é mais um amuleto. Eu queria amuleto de defesa ou de ataque. Eu não queria um que melhorasse a nossa... Ó, tipo isso aqui, aço dançante. Foda-se o aço dançante.
May we meet again.
Tem uns que melhoram combo, que melhora defesa. Eu queria um desses. Porque os poderes, eles já são muito, muito, muito roubados. Tá, mais aqui pra direita.
Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise, Torgor, where would you hide?
Tá, deve estar escondida no meio das... Ah, olha ela ali. Não tá no meio das ruínas, não.
It looks like we found him.
Nossa, já atordoou. Nossa, não tira nada de dano de atordoamento isso aqui. Pelo jeito você tem que bater na hora certa pra ela tomar o dano de atordoamento. Não sei se vai morrer com isso não, viu? Não vai. Tá, a gente conseguiu a tartaruga.
If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Deixa eu aproveitar e ver o que tem aqui, que aqui eu não passei. Pô, ia reclamar já disso se eles não tinham escondido nenhum baú aqui, não é possível. Podia ter mais de um, né? Mas beleza. Um só era o que eu esperava, pelo menos. Tá, já deixa eu voltar aqui então. A gente entrega essa missão. Tem mais uma aqui onde a gente tá. Ai, caramba. Ô, tia. Pegamos.
Thank the founder you were safe. The griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
Tá aí. Vai falar que precisa de outra.
Yes. This radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
Depois de todo esse tempo, ele só recebeu. Ela só recebeu um obrigado, coitado.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay Father a visit?
I think we should.
Vamos lá, pô.
I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril.
Tá, isso aí vai pra nossa parede de troféus.
Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Tá, só que isso aí fica em Rosária, né? Não fica aqui. Existe um memorial. Eu queria fazer essa missão aqui agora, mas vamos terminar o resto das outras. É a Visite Memorial aqui. Tá longinho, hein? Ó, tem mais um lugar aqui que ainda tá inacessível. Então, aqui... Aqui é a Rosária. Falar a real, eu não sei direito pra onde ficava o castelo deles, não. Ah, eu sei exatamente onde tá isso.
Save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. And perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just back there.
You deserve a rest.
Eu vim pra esse lugar aqui na esperança de que tinha alguma coisa antes. Eu já tinha visto isso aí. Eu não sabia que era do pai deles.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Eita porra.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Planos e vontades. Tá, conseguimos mais coisa. Ó, o Elmo foi pro... Falei? Que ia pros aposentos do Clive. Cooperando com Joshua. Joshua entrou para o grupo de Clive. Permanecerá com ele até a partida para a origem. Vocês me falam isso agora? Faz algum tempo que ele tá com a gente. Tá, eu tenho que passar ali para obter o óleo. E aí termina as missões daqui. Tinha um outro negócio também. Eu já passei aqui? Acho que sim. Tá. Vamos pra cá e a gente já finaliza a parte de Rosária. Pode ser que outra missão me faça voltar pra cá. Isso aqui era aquela vila que não tinha nada, né? Tava toda ferrada essa vila.
Mid's oil. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
A gente até reconstruiu uma vila, mas
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
essa vila aqui não é uma das que dá pra reconstruir. Beleza, terminamos as paredinhas aqui pra esquerda. Vamos voltar pra cá, porque tem mais secundárias pra gente pegar. Se bem que eu poderia terminar todas que eu já peguei, né? Que aí a gente pega, a gente continua. É que tem mais um monte aqui. Tá vendo? Quanto mais a gente anda, mais aparece. Tem mais bicho aqui? Ou ele vai marcar o que eu matei? Ah, será que aqueles com interrogação era de... Ó, tipo esse aqui. Eu preciso fazer uma secundária pra matar ele? Depois tem que passar no ferreiro pra ver se eu conseguir as paradinhas pra fazer a espada. Pronto, tia, consegui.
Mid, tell me this is all you need.
Casca de adamanto, sabre de construção.
You make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a 1.
Tem mais
And a
coisas.
0. And a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
Wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would they... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
Tá, tem que voltar a falar com as crianças aqui em cima. Na verdade, a gente só começou essa missão por causa delas, né? Nossa, há muito tempo atrás a gente deixou essa roda aí numa outra missão secundária que a gente fez.
Is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it?
Ué, vai perguntar pra ela.
Airship. I bet it's an airship.
É que é uma aeronave.
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales.
Oh, the one you forgot. We remember.
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
A aeronave está sendo traduzida como aeronave,
Then reassembling everything.
mas é um barco voador, né?
All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
Look,
Era melhor ter traduzido como barco voador do que aeronave, porque eles aqui não sabem o que é aeronave.
is that all? Just a gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid.
Que o saco, eles podiam ter ido lá entregar. Pronto, tia, tá aqui.
Well, did they have it?
They did. They kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? It's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own, but with the right cog in the right place. Well, you just wait and see.
Não é uma missão com maisinho, né? Então, tipo, a gente não vai poder voar com essa nave. Ah, é o protótipo só.
Here goes nothing.
Era pra sair do chão?
Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly.
Fool.
Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
Eles continuam perdendo mesmo sem voar, filho.
So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head? Or do I follow my heart?
Isso é uma decisão pra você fazer.
Good question.
Sozinha, Clive, sozinha.
Stood on the deck of your ship. Felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work.
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Tinha uma história bem parecida com o Da Vinci, que ele era um inventor muito bom. Só que no caso dele as invenções... Puta, eu não lembro se foi realmente usada pra guerra, mas o pessoal tava fazendo as invenções dele ser pra guerra também.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Tá, pelo jeito vai ter mais missão com ela ainda. Não, miniatura de aeronave. Da hora. Terminamos. Tá, vamos. Puta, cara, as missões estão muito próximas aqui. São mais de. Não, são 3, pelo jeito. Deixa eu terminar essa outra que tá pra cá. Tá, tem que ir ali pra baixo. Baixada Central. Eu nem. Ah, tá. Isso aqui é pra gente procurar o comandante do carinha, né? Vamos pra lá rapidão. Dá pra jogar com uma mão, só não dá pra virar a câmera. Não dá pra chamar o Chocobo aqui, né? Apesar de não ter ninguém, ainda é uma cidade. Não sei se vai voltar algum dia.
Come on.
Aqui foi quando a gente veio pra missão principal. Mas não lembro de ter virado pra cá.
Might this be Nickelberg?
Ah, se eu tivesse virado não ia dar pra abrir. Eita porra, tem gente viva.
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here?
Ah, did you too heed the call?
Que chamado.
Call? No, I came here looking for someone. To be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find him here. Let alone all of you.
Is that so?
What are you doing here? Is this where you live?
It is my home. The others, they heeded the call.
You keep saying that. What do you mean?
They came here to perform the rite, just as King Barnabas instructed.
Ih, caramba.
This village is their altar, where they shall cast their souls upon the gentle waters and give themselves to the Lord.
Entregar ao
Give
Senhor.
themselves.
Oh, Lord, cleanse us of our sins.
Let us be reborn in your loving arms.
Free us from the torment of this mortal realm.
A galera se transformava porque queria, então?
Saved. Forgive me. But did another foreigner like me come here? He was probably wearing a cowl.
You mean the traveler from Storm? Yes. He's staying at my house, toward the rear of the village.
Thank you. If you don't mind, I'll go and greet him.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Algo me disse que esse cara, ele não tá salvo. Acho que o povo vai vir atrás da gente puto da vida. Tem alguma coisa pra roubar aqui? Olha a musiquinha que tá nesse lugar. O reino inteiro foi nessa. O cara tá vivo.
Excuse me. Are you with the Undying?
I am. And so it would appear, are you?
Lord Rosfield, if I am not mistaken.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety. He sent me to find you.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill. Much less you, my Lord Marquis.
He said that you had failed to report. Is there a reason for that?
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more I learned of them, the more my own faith began to falter. You have seen them at their prayers, have you not? They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord with a fervor I have never seen before. Praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills and reborn in their Saviour's light. Not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes, but so that they might continue to serve him. Serve him with all of their beings.
Eles estão desesperados, né?
I too swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but this... it is different. It is more. And so I would see it through to the end. See these people safe, that they might achieve their dream. That they might do their duty to their Lord. Even if it should keep me from doing my duty to mine.
You do understand what their dream is, don't you?
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become Akashic. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. If you are to return to Master Cyril, I would consider it a great... Did you hear that, my lord? Something is happening.
I'll go and find out what. Stay here.
Não sei qual que é o pior, os caras que querem virar uns bichos muito doidos ou o outro que concorda com isso. É, já era.
Beneath the flood. Oh no. There must be something I can do.
Chegou, gente, que vocês estavam querendo. Tá aí, ó.
Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready.
Será que vai vir um cara mais forte? É que se vier eu guardo o ultimate, senão a gente usa ele agora. Ó o povo reclamando comigo, quer ver?
What now?
Já enfrentei você antes.
We meet again.
Não dessa cor.
I've killed your kind before.
Tô vendo aqui qual volta antes, mas... Nossa, ele deixa um monte de paradinha no chão. Depois só explode. Show! Deixar ele atordoado logo. Uma paradinha azul voando ali. Eu soltei tudo que dava, mas ainda assim o cara tá vivo. Tomei. Eu derrotei esse, mas eu acho que ele não tinha esses poderes de fogo que explode. Era bem parecido, mas não era assim não. Os cidadãos vão acabar se tornando os Akasha lá. O fluxo de éter já tá aqui. Esse era um dos melhores sobreviventes da Ordem? Já era, filho.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation by devoting themselves to the service of their Lord.
Já era, eles estão...
Just as I did when the
Estão ficando azul.
plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in, a duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become Akashic in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
Não chamaria isso de salvo, cara. Cara, ele conseguiu convencer tanto o povo dele que convenceu até eles a virarem um exército Esses azuizinhos aí, que é um nome difícil pra caramba pra falar.
They are saved. Founder. I should get this report to Cyril.
Nossa, salva é um termo muito forte pra ser usado.
My Lord Marquis, welcome back. I am glad to see you hale and whole.
I met with your third chair, Cyril. He bade me deliver his findings to you.
Você precisa achar comandantes melhores, viu? Porque esse aí tava meio doidão.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from an echo. I buried him in Mickelberg. I'm sorry that I couldn't save him.
If you could not save him, no one could.
The villagers, they were believers in this savior cult. They prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their wills. Then an ether flood came, and their wish was granted. Your brother sacrificed himself that they might live, even knowing that that life was death by another name.
Then he perished defending liberty. A hero's end.
Não foi muito digno não, mas já que você tá dizendo...
To choose how one dies is no less sacred than the right to choose how one lives.
Esses caras me lembram muito Assassin's Creed, cara. Inclusive esse esquema de liberdade aí.
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one's faith. It matters not how misguided others might judge one's decision to be. Only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, we protect them, and yes, we die for them. For better or worse, that is our creed.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them. And you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe that he believed it was.
Acredito que ele acreditava.
Not slaves, but willing servants. And this was his will. The ultimate expression of it.
All right. I'd like to know this man's name, Cyril. To know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. It's only right that I remember them. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, it has been, and shall ever be, the greatest honor of my life to serve House Rosfield. Though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. I pray with all my heart for your success. And were they here, I have no doubt but that every one of my fallen brothers and sisters would feel the same.
Cara, essa ordem é muito estranha. Tá. Ah, o livro é pra ficar lá? Emblema dos Imortais. A gente tá ganhando umas outras paradas pra fabricação. E essa aqui, ela é até de outra cor. A hora que eu voltar pro esconderijo, eu vou passar no ferreiro pra ver se é dessas coisas que a gente precisa pra fazer a espada. Deixa eu passar aqui, só pra ver o que tem de novo nesse mercado, e a gente vai ali pra outra secundária.
What are you looking for?
Eles estão com braceletes novos, cara. Não... Só diminui o tempo de recarga. Tem uma música aqui, deixa eu comprar a música.
Gilbert Smile.
Tá, e é essa daqui que a gente vai agora. O carinha aqui, ele não tinha fugido da cidade? Será que ele voltou? Eles descobriram que ele era portador. Ué.
Here to help me pack.
Ah, ele não saiu ainda.
I'm almost finished already, in fact. You're really going to go through with this, then? I am. But before I go, there is one small issue I'd like your assistance with. Well, two, in fact. If it's within my power to help you, I will. It's the children. I refuse to let them share in my disgrace. And if I leave them here, they surely will. Our friendship would see them ostracized forever. But I can't take them with me either. I can think of only one place where they are certain to be safe, and provided for, and loved. The hideaway.
Pode deixar, cara. Eu levo pra lá.
Of course. The children would be more than welcome. Thank you, Clive. I will not forget this.
Lubor, are you still here?
What is it, Ferda? You look pale.
There's been a flood in the Velcroy, a damn big one. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged in ether.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned. And they're headed this way.
Bandits are one thing, but Akashic bandits are quite another. The town guard won't stand a chance against them.
Adivinha quem que vai ter chance contra eles.
No time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must make ready to cover the townspeople's escape. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to find Conrad and Natalie. Tell them to prepare for a full and immediate evacuation. Understood.
Geralmente a gente ajuda a reconstruir as cidades, não
Wish me luck.
a esvaziar elas de vez. Limites traçados.
You have to listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate.
Know your place, bearer.
Agora que descobriram que ele usa magia, ninguém mais respeita ele.
Ah, it's you.
What do you want, Lord Underhill?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathering has been swallowed. They're no longer just bandits. They're Akashic now, and they could be here at any moment. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation right away.
Oh, do we? And who was it who gave you this disturbing news, might I ask?
Lubor, perhaps? The man spreading the same poison out in the square as we speak.
Eu deixava todo mundo morrer e foda-se.
My lord, but we know better.
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been elected our leader. A great honor for one of his kind.
Os caras têm um preconceito gigantesco contra o pessoal que usa magia.
Forgive me, but it has become all too evident where your sympathies lie. Lubor cannot be trusted, and neither, therefore, can you.
Eu deixava eles morrer só pra se ferrarem.
For the sake of your people, ask yourselves if there is any chance that this is true.
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
Não tenho escolha de deixar eles morrer, não? Que eu quero muito agora.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
Tinha mais uma parada aqui pra comprar. Será que dá pra comprar agora?
What's Lubor raving about now?
Ah, tá todo mundo reclamando dele. Calma aí, deixa eu ver o que tem de bom aqui na loja.
Good day, my lord.
Lapso da fenda. Eu não quero tempo de recarga.
Thank you for your custom.
Lord Furder.
Sid, what's wrong?
I went to warn Conrad and Natalie about the Akashic, but they wouldn't listen. They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted.
The bloody fools.
Which means the town guard can't be counted on for support. But I can. If there's anything I can do to help you defend Dalamil, you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor? I thought you'd left.
I couldn't abandon a friend in need. And Lubor is in need at this very moment. Come quickly.
O cara foi enfrentar os outros sozinho?
You have to believe me. The Akashic are coming. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't tire. And they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted. We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You who should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run! Far, far away!
Run!
Just go, bearer!
Yeah.
Yes!
Come on, then.
Eu já tinha deixado esses caras pra trás há muito tempo.
Wait, someone's coming.
Stop! You're hurting him! What did Lubor ever do to you?
Nada, eles só são babaca.
All your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like he doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
O pessoal tem muita paciência, né?
We won't run, but we will fight.
Acabei de tomar um monte de pedrada na cara, eu ia tacar as pedras neles no mínimo.
Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Vocês sabem que eles ainda continuam sendo uns babaca, né? Eu achei que era só a outra cidade que era assim.
The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina, deep in the Velcroy. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base of operations. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in this direction.
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage, and they are utterly unpredictable. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were likely to attack. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight it has ever faced on its hands. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and messengers, ready to spread word of the size and nature of the Akashic force as soon as it is spotted. And as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position and see that it is driven back from Dalamil at all costs. Conrad, can I count on the support of the town guard?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messengers in your hands, Victor. And the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If you would both be so kind.
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the townsfolk barricade themselves inside the bathhouse. And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and only concern. As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose.
Pro Clive ataca o que chegar.
If anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands ready to cover any losses.
Very well. I shall tell them.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most perilous place of all?
Para
I'd
variar.
like you to travel to the home of our erstwhile League of Outlaws, Cheratina itself. The main host is most likely still there, and Dalamil will not be safe until it is eradicated, root and branch.
A little gardening. How pleasant.
I doubt it. I have a feeling these weeds will be particularly stubborn.
Luckily, so am I.
So you are. All right then, we all know what we have to do. Now it's simply a matter of doing it. For Dalamil.
É um lugar que eu não tinha visto antes, será?
Looks like everyone's ready. I'd better not keep them waiting.
Eu não vou andando pra lá não, tem uma viagem rápida do lado ali. Deixa o povo aí. Esse pessoal aqui é pra proteger a cidade?
Sid, you didn't happen to see anything out of the ordinary on your way here, did you? We've had reports of bearer transports being attacked along the roads.
É o pessoal do esconderijo.
They're reselling them on the black market. If we can catch them in the act, perhaps we can kill two birds with one stone.
Tá bom, gente. Boa sorte pra vocês que eu tenho que resolver outra treta.
There it is. The flood. But what's waiting for us inside?
Tá bem longe da cidade deles, na real. Mas é um dos lugares que eu não vim, ó. Não sei se dava pra vir aqui antes. Resiste. Até resistiram, mas não tanto assim. Peraí, tem mais um aqui. Pelo jeito esse é o chefe da área. Errei. Não encheu tudo as barras não, mas pra matar ele logo vai servir. O ataque aumenta pra caramba quando a gente tá com essa habilidade.
The League is disbanded.
Era só isso?
I should get back to Dalimil and see how the others fared.
Eu queria ver mais pra dentro da cidade se tinha outra coisa. Mas tá bom, depois eu volto. Aí, a cidade tá mó de boa. Tem só um pouquinho de sangue ali na entrada, mas tão vivo ainda.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been dealt with. Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sir Clive has returned.
Clive! What news from Charatina?
It's done. Root and branch.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back. The Akashic have been defeated. And we need not fear the arrival of any more, thanks to Clive. Victory is ours.
We bloody did it!
We saved Dalimil.
De novo.
Lubor, allow me to apologize. After all you have done for this town, we should never have doubted you.
Desculpa nada, os meus preços vão aumentar agora. Eu cobraria uma taxa a mais pelo resto da vida.
We need you, Lubor. Dalimil needs you. So, if you would still like to be considered for the position of mayor, you have our backing.
You do remember that I'm a bearer, don't you?
We do. But that is not a stain on your character. It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived bearers to be, not what you truly are. The man who saved Dalimil twice over.
I see. But I will only accept your proposal on 2 conditions.
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally your people to my cause. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be doomed from the start. Unity is the key to defending Dalimil, and I do not doubt that we shall need to call on our combined strength again. When that time comes, I will expect us all to pull together, just as we did today.
Of course. You have our word.
And secondly,
You will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers must end here in Dalimil. Any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same rights as any other citizen. They will not be judged by what they are, but who they are.
As we failed to do, and came so close to losing everything.
We agree to your conditions. And we have only one in return. That you continue to work for the good of Dalimil, as you always have.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. Do I get some sort of special hat?
O cara queria virar prefeito só por causa de um chapéu especial, entendi. Tá, e o que a gente ganha com isso? Muito obrigado.
Not so long ago I had resigned myself to leaving Dalimil in disgrace. And now I find myself her leader. Here. For everything.
Eu acho que isso aí foi só o dinheiro.
Lubor, about the children.
Fear not, you are of course relieved of your responsibility. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought up as outlaws. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children, but everyone in Dalimil.
Eles têm todo esse preconceito contra portadores, mas o Clive também é um portador. Um muito mais forte que o resto, mas ele é também. E contra ele não rola esse preconceito aí. Tipo, esses outros eles só usam magias menores. O Clive invoca as paradas e se transforma em um cara. É que nem todo mundo deve saber disso também, né? Enfim. Beleza, concluímos. Cara, eu acho que isso foi o final dessas missões aqui nessa cidade. Por essa ceninha final. É isso aí, ó. A gente ganhou uma placa daqui também. Ó, lento de luz. Cara, diminui a recarga, velho. Me dá uma espada. Um negócio de... pra colocar no cinto. Beleza, as missões aqui pra baixo foram... Tem mais uma lá pra cima, mas primeiro vamos voltar pro esconderijo. Que tem mais missões aqui também. Eu acho que alguma delas manda lá pra cima e a gente aproveita e faz aquela lá. Tem algumas por aqui. Pera aí, gente, que eu comprei umas músicas novas aqui, deixa eu ver. Traição, eu acho que não, né? Deixa essa daqui. Tá vivo ainda, tio?
Clive, my boy. Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times we live in, huh?
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests?
From what little I saw, you were right to be worried.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face us are many. But in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes? But such cases are
A gente meio que acabou com todos os líderes, né?
and yet, The only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart.
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle. And he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well, with an outlaw. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Tá bom, vamos lá.
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it.
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
De todo mundo que sobrou,
Clive.
acho que tem 3 que pode virar líder. O príncipe do dragão, que eu tô achando que vai morrer na principal. O Clive e o irmão dele, né? O Fênix. Na verdade, acho que o Fênix era pra tomar o lugar do pai deles. Mas eu também acho que o Fênix não vai sobreviver, não. Ele tá com umas paradas meio tensas ali.
No more than usual. It's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now. I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
Vou ter que matar alguém, quer ver?
What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
Pra variar.
One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's not lucky in all the realm.
Cara, você vai marcar pra mim onde tá esse chocobo, né? Porque ficar procurando lá no painel é tenso.
And Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I try and track one down myself, only
the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need, a feather.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this.
Beleza, penas de passado e futuro. Tá, alguma das missões me leva pra onde tem mais a outra ali? Não, uma vai pra baixo e uma vai pra cima. Tá, deixa eu pegar a outra então que tá aqui do lado. Então, aí conforme eu vou fazendo elas, vai preenchendo esses escudos aqui, ó. Pelo jeito, cada missão que eu for concluindo agora vai me dar um desse, né? Ó, ficou a placa de beijo Urzi, emblema do beijo da Urzi, a melhor forja em Dalamir. Foi o que a gente acabou de ajudar. Emblema dos imortais. Elmo de batalha enferrujado, que era do pai dele. Miniatura da aeronave, que foi ajudando a Mid. Gorro acadêmico. E a espada de treino chamuscada. Isso daqui foi a missão com o cachorrinho. Tá, e chegou mais uma carta aqui pra gente ajudar também. Meu Deus, tem muita carta. Nossa, tem 2 missões aqui, caramba. Um cão grandioso. Vocês dois estiveram juntos pelo que parece ser uma eternidade. Mas ainda há muito que deve aprender sobre seu cão. Sim, ele entraria na frente de um maldito bimonte raivoso para proteger você. Mas isso não quer dizer que você não deva valorizar isso. No fim das contas, ele é um cão. E às vezes só quer que alguém faça carinho na cabeça e na barriga dele. E dê um pouco de nozes. Seria bom que você se lembrasse disso. Tá, eu já fiz isso, ganhei até uma paradinha com isso. Cara, eu não vou ler todas as cartas não, depois eu leio o resto. Clive, me parece que uma única palavra de agradecimento não basta para expressar minha gratidão por me reunir com a distância. O Tomo fez de mim quem sou hoje, e ainda assim pensei que nunca mais deveria vê-lo novamente. Foi o Tomo que ela deu pra gente, né? Que aqueles que o tiraram de mim haviam roubado uma parte de mim para sempre. Mas agora me sinto completa novamente, graças a você. Sinto muito pelo fato de só preencher o vazio do conhecimento, e não os da sua alma. Estarei sempre em dívida com você por isso. Tá, e caramba, eu li errado, era pra ler essa daqui pra pegar a missão. Reparações. Mestre Clive, sei que há coisas mais importantes que requerem sua atenção, mas se tiver um momento, peço que venha me visitar na biblioteca para que eu peça um favor a respeito de sua Alteza, o Príncipe Dion. Tá bom.
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
Pô, a missão podia ser pro cara, né? O cara é atravessando o corredor aqui. Tá bom, deixa eu falar lá com o velho. Depois eu leio o resto aí. Que as missões ali já encheram todas. E aí, velho? Deixa eu aproveitar e pegar meu carregador.
I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor. This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons, his studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you
Os
spoken
dois
with him?
já se conheciam antes.
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting, not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace.
Toda missão resolve em caçar alguma coisa.
But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the colour. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Tá, essas são mais fáceis.
And please, be safe.
A hora que ele fala pra olhar no quadro de caça, aí ferrou, porque não fica marcado no mapa. Tá, são todas pra fora daqui. Cara, ainda tem mais uma missão, pelo menos ali. As secundárias não acabam nunca, mas beleza. Vamos se encontrar, então, com o Harvey no portão de Rendell. É aqui. É aqui? Que faco. Tá, o lugar mais próximo é esse aqui. A gente vai voltar pra cidade, é isso? Porque ali era uma das cidades que a gente passou numa missão principal. É isso aqui, ó. Tá, foi o que o tio dele pediu. Pra restabelecer a ordem no reino. O Clive acabou com todos os governantes que tinha. Ó, o último cristal tá lá. Mas a gente ainda não vai pra ele. Falar a real, eu achei que essas secundárias iriam demorar menos. Mas agora que a gente já tá fazendo tudo, vamos continuar, que faltam só algumas. Só dá pra chamar o Chocobo aqui fora. Vambora. Esqueci de passar no ferreiro, né? A hora que eu voltar lá pro esconderijo eu passo. Cara, o save desse jogo é muito rápido. Eu vi 2 vezes só.
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
Véi, você vai lutar contra todo mundo? Vai lá que eu quero ver.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Gente, vocês não querem que dure muito tempo, né? Tá bom. A gente resolve rapidão. Olha só, resistiram bastante ainda. Nossa, o cara curou todo mundo. Cadê o mago? Calma aí. É esse aqui? Nossa, os caras estavam quase morrendo. O mago ainda tá vivo, safado. Era pros caras terem morrido mais rápido, mas... Tiozinho curou todo mundo. Eu achei que a cura dele ia pra um só, não pra todo mundo. Eu tenho que ver quanto que a gente precisa pra subir as habilidades.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am.
Ele tem uma porrada de nome.
My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either.
É só você bater nos outros,
I have
tio.
other problems to attend to.
Mas talvez meu tio saiba.
He's a skilled arbitrator. I may know just the person.
O tio dele conversa bem pra caramba.
And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
Não sei se é do tio dele que ele tá falando ou se é do Otto. O Otto é o que administra
My lord
o
Marcus,
esconderijo.
your lord uncle bade me escort the field marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Ah, tá, vai mandar o cara da biblioteca. Eu acho que ele não sabe convencer os outros não, mas enfim. Eu vi isso aqui no meio da luta. Tá bom. Aqui... É isso aí, é o cara na biblioteca. Mas antes de voltar pra lá, vamos... Tem que falar com os comerciantes aqui no repouso da Marta. Ah, não, aqui tá pra outra missão. Pera aí. A 1 tá aqui, ó. Sim. Quem tá aqui? Ele vai chamar o tio da revolta pra ir unir os outros? Esse foi o cara que montou um esconderijo só pra se vingar de um cara. Não sei se exatamente ele é uma boa pessoa pra conversar, não, mas... Já que você insiste... Nossa, todos os bichos daqui sumiram, tá bom. É que agora o local, a ala perdida, veio pra cá, né?
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold.
É um pouquinho mais.
Propose? You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
Cara, se você tiver uma torta vai ser bom.
But I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long.
Esse cara lutou contra...
To know that his plan is taking shape.
Ele lutou contra uns outros caras e não pode ir pro outro lugar sozinho? Nossa, tem mais uma secundária aqui. Eu esqueci do véu. Tá, essa é pra voltar lá pra devolver, mas vamos conversar com o pessoal aqui na Marta antes. O da Marta era pra falar com os comerciantes. Cara, eu vou começar a ficar perdido. Calma aí, vamos entregar essa daqui. A gente volta ali, fala com o tio dele e termina essa missão. Eu geralmente pegava uma porrada e ia fazer elas porque, tipo, era pra matar os caras, então... Às vezes tava tudo no mesmo mapa, mas essa daqui não, tem que ficar falando com os outros.
I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Mais ou
Mr.
menos.
Quinton would probably call me one of his, but yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
Caramba, não acabou a missão? Essas secundárias agora tão grande, né? Antes era só ir lá, mata um bicho, ou vai ali, fala com alguém e acabou.
Will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. 2 such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man!
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal!
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw!
Once more onto the breach.
É assim que a gente resolve política. Um discutindo com o outro.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands. But the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford, Mike Will.
Tá bom, deixa os velhos resolver as políticas aí.
Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
Tá, mais uma parada pros aposentos dele. Precisava de umas coisas pra ajudar a gente nas missões, mas... Mais um level. Diminui tempo de recarga. Tá bom. Tá, tem mais missões aqui pra gente pegar. Aqui não liberou nada. Mas antes de pegar novas, vamos acabar com as antigas. Tá, preciso falar com os comerciantes aqui. Isso aqui é pra ir atrás da pena do Chocobo, né?
Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago, claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo. Near some gutted hovel, not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you.
Tá, essa tenda era... preciso perguntar pra outras pessoas. Eu lembro de uma tenda ali, mas vamos terminar de perguntar aqui, que senão... Acho que nem dá pra achar se eu só sair andando pelo mapa.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Vicerine.
Oxi.
Maybe another time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway.
Não ajudou muito. Continua na cidade inteira.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
A
A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon Tride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here.
Então, eu ia falar isso. O nosso... Ele parece prateado. Era só arrancar uma pena dele e tá bom, pô. Entrega lá pro outro carinha, já era. Branco, prata, tá logo ali. Nossa, eles não sobem o level dos bichos, né? Ó, tá 33 ainda. É bem provável que eu mate. Se eu lutasse contra eles, eu ia matar com um golpe. Tá pra cá? Tá pra cá. Eu cheguei a vir nesse lugar e tinha só um baú pra pegar ali.
More tracks. And these look fresh. A chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is.
Ah, não vou ter que matar ninguém. Nossa, ele criou um ninho aqui dentro. Cara, falei que é igualzinho a pena do meu chocobo.
It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you.
Essa aqui ali era...
A feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back together before they change their minds.
Tá bom, achei que a gente ia ter que bater em alguém. Beleza. Tá, tem uma outra missão. Procure a cauda. Vamos procurar essa cauda antes? Cadê? Que também tem que voltar pro esconderijo pra entregar. Tá aqui no desfiladeiro. Ah, que porcaria. Tá. Tudo aqui é longe pra caralho. Ali é um campo aberto gigantesco. A gente achou aquela pedra de desafio que eu não fiz. Mas eu acho que mesmo fazendo ela não iria virar um ponto de teleporte. Cara, me incomoda muito essa cidade gigantesca. Deixa eu subir aqui. E não tem nada não. Você tá de sacanagem que aqui também não vai ter nada. Nossa, tem uns goblins aqui. Tá, era um desses bichos que fica lá no quadro pra caçar. Não deu dano nenhum. Ele não tem a barrinha de atordoamento. É que ele é jogado no chão, né? Nunca vi um Goblin fazendo isso. Da hora, dá pra quebrar o ataque dele. Só tem que desviar direito. Vou ver se assim dá mais dano, né? Porque... Nossa, não tira nada ainda. Os outros são mais da hora de enfrentar. Isso aí é um inimigo normal que transformaram em elite. Ele ficou do mesmo jeito. Demorou mais pra morrer. Tá, tem isso aqui. Olha só, chamou uma música, né? Ele sobe mais rápido do que desce. Tá, no final das contas tinha sim alguma coisa lá pra cima. Eu achei que só ia ter um baú. Bora que o outro tá meio longe. Até o voo dela é igual ao de uma galinha, né? Queria que esse chocobo corresse um pouco mais. Ó, o pessoal aqui tá num level maior.
Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Não, já achei, só tem um bicho do lado. Deixa eu tacar esse troço aqui, que já vai stunar o bicho. Tá aqui, ó. Era só isso?
Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Acho que é só isso. Entregue as caudas. Tá bom. Ambos estão no esconderijo, certo? Certo. Não tem mais missão. Beleza, Gav, tá aqui. Suas paradinhas.
Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
Pena de chocobo prateado. Isso aqui foi bem fácil, né? Só perguntar pros outros
Is this what I think it is?
e pegar no ninho deles.
Find it.
It's a long story.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go.
Esse foi o cara que a gente ajudou em outra missão.
What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Now will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
Não tava muito afim não, mas vamos lá. Tá, calma aí que ela tá longe. Deixa eu entregar a outra antes. Ô, velho, eu fui lá pra PQP e peguei seu negócio.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
O pessoal daqui não faz nada sem o Clive, velho. Pior que a hora que eu falar com ele, ele vai voltar pra cá de novo, né?
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
No. It is time, then.
Calma, ainda não é hora de você se matar, não.
Only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him.
Vixe, que rolou?
Not after everything I have done.
Ah tá, é que ele só matou o pai dele, né?
Countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself and to him how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Eles falaram que o lip sync desse jogo tá em inglês, mas algumas vezes eles falam, a boca mexe e não sai voz. O lip sync tá meio zoado. Não sei se é porque eu tô jogando no fone também e tem um delay.
Now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
Se você for lá e perguntar, você tem suas respostas.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Essa flor foi uma que o pai dele deu pra ele.
The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness.
Acho que é o símbolo do reino dele, isso aí.
The roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it. Just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Eu tô achando que ele não volta da missão principal, cara. O nosso personagem já pegou metade do poder dele. E eles falaram que tem um risco dele se transformar no dragão de novo.
No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
Eles ficam falando de achar o momento certo. Às vezes é só ir lá e fazer o momento certo. Você ficar esperando nunca chega.
It is said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
Clive não tem cara de que vai virar um governante, né? Ou outro vai assumir o papel por ele. Ganhar um negócio ali que eu não li direito. Era 6 segundos de... Ah, inclusive aqui, ó. Tá, falta 4.500. Isso das habilidades que eu tô usando, né? Depois eu posso melhorar essas coisas aqui, ó, mas... Eu nunca uso bolinha das paradinhas. Tá, 4.500 eu volto aqui então. Ai, a gente ganhou um bracelete. Um bracelete muito bom. Ah, o bracelete lá da missão principal. Tá bom, eu não tinha lido. Eu achei que era só um negócio pra ficar na nossa estante. Tá bom. Ó, diminui em 6 segundos a recarga do gigafone, né? Isso aí, se eu não me engano, é o poder do dragão, mas... É bom, mas te deixa vulnerável. Eu troquei ele porque eu tomava muita porrada quando eu usava. Ó, isso aqui foi o que a gente achou lá na aldeia. Eu vou deixar essa aqui. Tá bom. Deixa eu entregar essa missão na enfermaria antes da gente pegar a outra. Que aí eu acho que vai ser as últimas missões daqui. Tem mais uma lá fora, né? O carinha da esquerda ali vai falar que tem mais uma missão no reino pra gente pegar. E aqui é pra gente entregar... Ah, era pra essa menina. Foi a última que a gente achou lá nas cinzas.
Ah, melhores.
How are you feeling?
Nem conectei as coisas.
Thank you.
Achei que era outro bebê.
Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is...
Acho que tem alguém afim da menina, né, Gav?
It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, milords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced.
Sempre é desculpa para tomar uma. Queria saber de onde que eles conseguem esse negócio. Mas beleza. Cerveja aqui nunca acaba.
Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day, my mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over, what with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister, and then I didn't. My whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Caramba.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword.
No caso do meu irmão, ficou com o meu videogame. E com o meu computador, safado, eu tenho que começar a cobrar dele.
I may have had one too many.
you may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
E é pra isso que serve as secundárias, né? Pra gente conhecer mais os caras. Eu tô ganhando bastante dos pontos verdes ali, mas não liberou mais nada pra gente pegar. Pô, quase concluí todas. Olha aqui pra gente gastar esses pontos verdes, mas não tem nada novo ali não. Deixa eu passar aqui no ferreiro e no quarto dele pra gente pegar as últimas missões aqui. Puta, tem mais uma missão lá no reino, né? Então, aqui tinha uma espada que era melhor que a minha. Essa aqui, ó. A gente conseguiu o chifre de batalha. Só que precisa de mais duas coisas. Ah, eu consegui um oricalco. Só precisa de mais dois. Será que se eu conseguir continuar nas secundárias eu consigo fazer essa espada pro final? Aí você faz a espada, chega no final, tem mais uma de graça pra você que é melhor do que essa. Ó, tem isso. Olha só, tá quase fazendo isso. Nossa, também precisa do oricalco. Ele não me mostra onde conseguir os ingredientes, né? Não. Tá, eu acho que era só esses dois pra fazer. Dá pra reforçar aqui, mas não tem nada de útil. Podia ir sumindo os que eu já fiz, ou ficar com uma setinha. Tá, é aquela espada mesmo. A gente até conseguiu alguns ingredientes, mas faltam mais. Deixa eu passar no quarto dele aqui. Ó, aqui tem mais uma paradinha verde ali. Aqui tá ficando cheio de coisa, hein? Estamos quase completando. Faltam 2, 4. Pacto da Tríade, assinado em Porto Isolde. Foi o que o tio dele acabou de dar pra gente. A pena de todas. Foi o que o Harpocrates deu pra gente. E o hidromel de inverno. Ah, um presente do Gav. Tá bom. Era isso. E aqui a gente tem mais umas cartas. Nossa, fica o histórico de todas as cartas aqui. Tá, antes de eu pegar o negócio com a Jill, deixa eu ler essas aqui. A Tríade. Reunir 3 homens de diferentes origens não seria algo difícil. No entanto, nos reunimos por uma Valistea melhor. A Tríade foi apenas o primeiro passo. Uma jornada mais longa e amarga espera por todos nós. Uma que quase certamente terminará em dificuldades. No entanto, o que mais importa não é o destino, mas o que podemos aprender uns com os outros enquanto estamos na estrada. Você abriu esse caminho para nós com sua coragem, Clive. Agora devemos ter a coragem de percorrê-lo. Um novo dia. Não sou tolo a ponto de acreditar que uma humilhação pública pode acabar com o ódio de uma vida toda no coração de alguém. Da mesma forma que uma panela não pode ficar limpa se não abrir mão da sujeira. Precisa-se de esforço, persistência e, na maioria das vezes, uma escovadora e um balde com sabão. Mas, mais do que isso, é necessário tempo. Felizmente foi o que a sua coragem e liderança nos concedeu. Agora temos que decidir aceitá-lo ou desperdiçá-lo. Um sábio disse uma vez que a noite sempre é mais escura antes do amanhecer. Ainda bem que tenho um amigo que brilha tão intensamente. Literalmente, né? Com o poder da Fênix, ele é o fogo. Uma mensagem de agradecimento. Meu senhor Marquês, escrevo em agradecimento pela amável consideração que demonstrou para com aqueles cujos nomes estão escritos nas páginas do Livro dos Mártires. Sei que eles ficariam emocionados em saber que o primeiro escudo da Fênix lamenta a morte deles. Apesar de todos os membros de nossa ordem estarem preparados para se sacrificar a serviço da Fênix, não duvido que os que perderam a vida antes da hora se lamentam por não poderem cumprir seus deveres. O fato de que permanecerão na memória de um filho orgulhoso da casa Rossfield certamente acalmará suas tristezas. Que a chama da Fênix queime para sempre em seu coração. Se o Clive foi igual eu, vai esquecer os nomes dos caras rapidinho. Eu sou terrível com nome. Enfim, a caça ao tesouro. O que? Achou que eu tinha dito sobre esconder meu motor era só um papo furado? Para sua surpresa, até já escolhi um ótimo lugar para escondê-lo. Se você realmente vai embarcar nesta grande aventura, terá que agir rápido com aquele seu Deus. Se demorar muito, alguém mais esperto pode chegar primeiro. Se esse for o caso, posso deixar uma das minhas invenções mais insignificantes. Só Deusa sabe como tenho muitos. O soldo do destino? Cara, você tá comigo toda hora. Você podia só ter falado pra mim, né? Você se lembra do que me disse naquela noite, no Portal da Fênix? Enquanto o destino de Rosária depender de mim, o destino do dominante dependerá de você. Mas nós não somos os dominantes do fogo? A chama de nossos antepassados não queima em nossos corações? Não devo protegê-lo como você me protege? Você escolheu ser meu escudo, agora me deixe ser o seu. Não é o que nosso pai queria, o que o Cid queria, abrir mão do destino e criar nosso próprio caminho? Conceda-me isso, Clive. Deixe-me ser sua força. Tá bom. E preocupação com a Jill. Apesar de Aicon ter causado um grande sofrimento a ela, a perda da Shiva pesa muito em seu coração. Seríamos péssimos amigos se não tentássemos aliviar esse fardo, mesmo que um pouco antes de partirmos para o céu. Podemos discutir mais sobre isso a sós?
If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him.
Eles falam da perca do Aicon, mas ela ainda solta as habilidades. Se eu não me engano, ela ainda consegue se transformar, cara. Pelo menos os outros conseguiam. Tá, era isso das cartas. A gente vai ter que matar alguém? Ou é só conversar com ele?
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I've felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive?
Tá, antes de falar com a menina, então a gente vai matar um pessoal. Beleza, vai faltar só mais uma missão aqui. Cara, cada uma tá me mandando pra um lugar diferente, então eu vou fazer essa aqui logo e depois a gente faz a outra. Antes as missões ficavam na mesma região, né? Agora elas ficam em lugares separados. Oxe, já tá aqui do lado? Tem ninguém aqui não, gente. Tá tranquilo. Ah, não sobrou mais nada de neve também.
This is the place, but
I'm sorry, Clive.
A praga já começou a pegar a região.
Has nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Man's Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but It's the only place I know of. Knew of.
And why not ask
someone who might know of another? Someone at the backyard. To the hideaway, then.
Aqui era só pra isso? Eu não lembro de ter vindo aqui. Tá bom. De volta ao esconderijo, então. Tava feliz, achei que eu ia bater em alguém. Tá, o esconderijo fica lá do outro lado. Eu achei quase todas as músicas aqui, né? Teve umas cidades que eu passei e eu não tinha dinheiro pra comprar, ó. Agora eu tô cheio da grana. Provavelmente essa daqui esteja na missão final. Mas essas duas talvez dê pra comprar. O problema é... Quem tem isso? Não é você que tem, né?
Clive. Go on, then.
É, ó, as músicas dela eu já comprei todas. Por que que essa...
How are you gonna carry all that? Let's not be greedy now.
Eu sei que eu não posso comprar porque eu já tenho, mas ela é a única que continua com preço ali.
What brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
Tô precisando de umas flores.
Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold. And where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds.
Aí é você que tá falando.
Man's Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrak.
Ah, the fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept a record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oilerfeist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go then.
Tudo isso só pra alegrar o mozão, hein? Cara, tem mais cartas aqui, mas depois eu vou ter que voltar pra cá de novo, depois eu leio. Tá junto com a outra missão lá. Tá junto com a outra missão. Eu acho que eu não fui ali pra cima. Eu lembro de ter vindo nessa cidade, mas a gente explorou pra baixo dela. Eu tenho que passar por dentro, né? Ah, isso aí pelo lugar que tem a guarda ali.
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Pessoal falando do capitão que se demitiu. Provavelmente a missão do véu seja pra isso, né? Pra terminar aqui o rolê que tinha. Eles estavam a ponto de ter uma guerra... Como é que chama aquela guerra que é a cidade contra a cidade? Guerra civil. Tá meio longe, vamos de Chocobo. Eu queria correr tão rápido quanto eles, cara. É aqui? Tem mais pra cima também. Ah, caramba. Ah, tá. Isso aqui tá na área.
see them.
Acho que não precisava tanto. Ah, sim, não. Apelei só um pouquinho.
What do you see, boy? Let's hope this is the last one.
Eu não vi que ele tava correndo igual um doido. Cara, eu acho que esse golpe especial ele fica com informação demais na tela. A tela fica pegando fogo e você não consegue ver os inimigos direito. Ah, tô vendo que tem gente ali, mas deixa lá que o outro lida com eles. O Joshua já foi melhor, hein? Olha lá, ele tem o maior poder roubado, fica guardando aí pra não usar. Resolvido, agora é só trazer o mozão pra cá. Eu preciso de 4.500, né, pra melhorar essa última parada. Eu ganhei uns itens também de forja ali, mas eu não lembro de cabeça o que eu precisava.
But found it was worth it. They're beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
She'll love them. Come on. Let's go.
Olha lá, e eles voltam sozinhos agora pro lugar também. Nem ia ter adiantado pegar outra missão. Ou vai cortar direto pra cá de novo com ela aqui? Não, eu vou ter que ir lá falar com ela.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies.
Não quer ficar segurando as velas, né?
Would we?
Tá, a Jill tá no... Tá no quarto. Engraçado que aqui o único que tem quarto é o Clive. Todo mundo dorme no chão, pelo jeito. Deixa eu aproveitar que eu tô aqui. Mas não. Tinha essas cartas aqui pra ler, ó. Antes de partirmos. Minha sincera gratidão por permitir que eu me reúna com o mestre Nossa, cara, esse nome é muito ruim. Harpócrates. Poderei partir para a jornada mais importante com o coração livre de arrependimentos. No entanto, nestas últimas luas, eu me dei conta de que quanto mais tempo passo na sua companhia e na do seu irmão, mais devo a vocês. Devo enfrentar imediatamente a ameaça que Ultima representa. Não só para salvar o mundo, mas também para me poupar de uma eternidade retribuição. Recepção no esconderijo. Eda parece estar contente com o chocobo prateado que demos a ela, tanto que começou a colocá-lo em seu colo enquanto ela dorme. Ela diz que o malandro dá uns belos chutes. Como ela. Parece que temos outro guerreiro entre nós. E não era sem tempo. Mal posso esperar para ensinar ao nosso novo rompe-maldições tudo o que sei. Mas acho que todos nós podemos comemorar antes. Não precisamos apressar as coisas. Retornos seguros. Obrigado, Clive, por sempre ceder aos caprichos desta velha alma trêmula. Tenho vergonha de ter permitido por muitos anos que a teimosia e o medo me impedissem de algo tão simples como deixar um amigo saber o quanto eu me orgulhava dele. Sua intervenção tirou um peso do meu coração. Talvez, após seu retorno triunfante dos céus, você esteja disposto a compartilhar suas histórias, usando aquela pena que te dei de presente. Muitos de nós gostaríamos de saber em primeira mão sobre os tempos que passou com o Sacro Príncipe, inclusive eu. Ele é o segundo do nome dele. Teve alguém antes?
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
Tá um pouquinho longe.
Not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
Será que eu vou ter que ir andando até lá? Acho que não, né? Porque aí os monstros no caminho aparecem de novo. E tecnicamente a gente veio pra limpar o lugar.
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me.
Cara, aquele castelo ali de trás me lembra muito Castlevania. Só não tá voando.
I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you.
Oh, tá apaixonado, né?
Joshua and I. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or tried to?
How could I forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful.
Ele falou que tava chovendo, né?
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted.
Nessa época ninguém perguntava mesmo.
A pawn at best. I felt so trapped, so lonely.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling.
O cachorro já não aguenta mais, coitado.
Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us? When all this is over?
Porra, tem que perguntar depois de tudo que ela falou. Você é meio burrinho mesmo, né, Clive?
Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
Então, tem um pequeno problema dela ter a maldição lá. Eu não sei se é só ela parar de usar magia que para o negócio.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything.
Parece que é uma despedida, né?
Exactly what I needed. You are my treasure.
Do jeito que a história daqui é cruel, eu não me surpreenderia se um dos dois morresse no final. Eu acho que ele ou o irmão dele vai nessa. O príncipe também lá tá meio estranho.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
Vamos fazer juntos, né? Porque ela não tá mais vindo com a gente para as missões. Desde que eu peguei o poder dela lá, ela não foi mais. Tá, a coroa vai ficar nos aposentos. Cara, o pó de diamante diminui 7.5. É que o pó de diamante ele é bom pra atordoar, né? Ele não dá muito dano. É que é foda que... Ah, agora ela entrou pro grupo e vai ficar até a origem. Talvez eu devia... Mas ele trocou? Eu não sei onde eu vejo esse grupo. Mas o irmão dele tava junto. Último elixir. Então, tem isso aqui. Ah, tá ali embaixo, ó, na direita, membros do grupo. Tá, acabou deixando o irmão dele pra lá. Beleza, falta essa missão aqui do véu e falta mais uma missão lá no esconderijo. Mas a gente termina essas missões na próxima, que eu descobri que depois que passa das 3 horas, o videogame começa a aquecer demais. Chega uma hora que ele desliga sozinho. Tá bom. Cara, falta 2 secundárias só. Apesar delas serem um pouco mais longas, eu acredito que não demore muito mais não. Ó, falta essa daqui do véu. Aqui pra baixo a gente já fez tudo. Pra direita não tem mais nada. E falta uma no esconderijo aqui. Falta só uma. Tem mais umas cartas pra ler. E aí a gente já vai pra final. Eu acho que mais uma live só e a gente termina agora. Já fizemos praticamente quase tudo que dava pra fazer. Tá bom. E bem, galera, valeu os que acompanharam até aqui então. E na próxima a gente volta pra tentar finalizar esse game. Até mais.